So by now some of the novelty is worn off and I try to start to find more of a routine. And although free roaming cattle stopping traffic never ceases to amuse me, for the most part the 6 mile, 40-minute commute is kind of wearing. The bumpiness of the ride and everything going on around you makes reading or taking a nap very difficult. You chuckle when you see things like this, but it doesn't have the same effect as it did the day I first got here. In the US, my workday starts at 7:30, goes till 4:30, but out here the day doesn't start till 9:30, and that combined with the 11.5-hour time difference has been my biggest challenge so far. This pretty much means that I'm working the equivalent of the overnight shift with a minimum of a half-hour space before I cross paths with anyone back home. Daylight savings time is going to push that out another hour. If I stay late, I catch more people in the morning. If I come in early, I don't. Minneapolis can't talk to me on Friday because it's my Saturday, and I can't talk on Monday because it's your Sunday. And if you think that's confusing, yeah, I've been here 3 weeks and I'm still trying to work it out. I was very impressed and actually a little bit inspired by the Science Museum here in Bangalore. It was jam-packed full of little interactive items that couldn't have cost much to make, but they got the point across just fine compared with the $11 admission to the St. Paul Science Museum. Lots of different things like the giant Rube Goldberg machine kicking cue balls all over the place throughout the whole facility, animatronic dinosaur, lots of little items on display like how a tornado works with explanations written in English and also the local language. Lots of different machines, simple machines, gears, all sorts of different displays. Here's me as a weatherman for Bangalore News. I think a lot of the local people really enjoyed this. There's a guy filming me with his cell phone. There's little things for kids, like this head on a plate, and intertwined with really detailed dioramas. This one's of energy transmission and distribution of a city. There was one for every kind of power generation. I was very, very impressed by this place. So I got to go on the safari at the Bangalore Zoo, and it felt a lot like Jurassic Park, so I just had to put the music in. But they put me at the front of the bus. It was packed full of people, but they let me have my own seat at the front of the bus, and I had my own open window, and I got to see all kinds of neat things, like these bears fighting, and there's some like elk or something, gazelles, also plenty of tigers, and one tiger got really close to the car, and I got pretty nervous, so the driver's assistant took the camera from my hands and filmed a little more closely because I don't know, I was chicken. But mostly the zoo had, other than the safari, everything you'd expect. Hippos, eating sand, apparently. Very similar to an American zoo, I guess. The types of animals you'd expect, not too many animals that I wasn't expecting. And the most amazing thing was when this monkey just sort of walked up to me, and I freaked out because I thought it had gotten out of its cage, but it turns out it's, my driver said it's a local monkey.
Come here, little guy. Don't get a friend?
Sometimes nervous. He's nervous.
So I'm having a real difficult time figuring out whether or not the things I'm buying are at a fair price, and I've come up with 6 reasons why that's probably the case. First of all, I'm an American, so most salesmen probably look at me and assume that I have money. Secondly, I'm a tourist, so I'm even more of an easy target because everyone knows I don't know how much things are supposed to cost. Third, I'm a former waiter, so I have this natural inclination to want to tip 5% or so more than normal people would. There's a huge disparity between rich and poor out here, so naturally price extremes are going to match that. There's strange import tariffs, such as like on electronics, making electronic items more expensive for no particular reason. And finally, cultural differences mean different things that would be in demand in America and cost more. That isn't the case out here. So all that being said, I was really excited to go to the mall because I really wanted to get a fix on, you know, these so-called super cheap items that you can buy in India, and And also, I really do enjoy spending time at a mall. So they had a very nice mall here and had all the stores you'd expect at an American mall: Body Shop, there's Tommy Hilfiger, and several local shops that would only be found here in India. I tried to find as many shops that would be shopped at by, local people. This one was sort of like the equivalent of a TJ Maxx, and here's some of the prices I found. I found 3 for $25 dress shirts, but I also found $430 foosball table. Movie ticket prices were about $5.50. Video game arcades came to about 50 cents. And even McDonald's meals were about in line with what you'd pay in America. This may not mean much for you, but what it means for me is when I tip the driver 50 cents on a $3 safari and he laughs at me and I have to give him, $2, and you turn around and have an all-you-can-eat barbecue buffet for, less than $20, I give up. I have no idea how much things are supposed to cost out here. Okay, so the Mysore Palace trip got pushed out to next week, so I'll be showing that, and I want to thank everybody for watching, and if you have any requests, go ahead and send them my way. See you next week.